I'm coming to you today with the Confessions of the Paper Addict cut file shop design, and I'm super excited to use this cut file. Look at it. It says music. Isn't it beautiful? I left all the pieces in it still so I can use it to trace when I back it with my papers, and then I'm going to use the top of my Cameo, the cover, because it's super old and it's time for a new one. But I'm going to use this blue top cover for mixed media because it's like super good for that. And then we are using a white background. This is Basil cardstock, and I picked out several papers from my stash because I want to do a manly layout. I'll show you my pictures in a minute. So I picked out this super cool paper and this one too, and I think these are from a Prima paper pad that my girlfriend Karen gifted to me. I'm going to use those two. And then I also found these two, this one, and this is from Simple Stories Simple Vintage Farmhouse Garden, which I thought looked really cool. And then this one is from Simple Stories Happy Haunting. It's their Halloween collection, but I want the black. So I searched through all my stash to figure out what kind of papers and stuff I was going to use. I'm going to do a lot of mixed media on this background. I picked out some Altenew ink sprays in silver, black, white, and iridescent. We'll see what we end up using. And then in this tray, I'll show you everything we're going to use today. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to come out, but we'll see. I have some thread in gray and black. And then I also picked out some Pink Fresh Gems, and I had these little black bows. They're super cute. I'll show you those if I end up using them. And I have some black embroidery floss and some Bramble Fox. I just thought those were super cool to go with a manly layout. And I also picked out a bunch of metal charms to possibly put on the layout. Those are from my friend Karen as well. A lock, heart, and a key. And we are going to do a ton of mixed media, like I said. So I have my dauber ready. I have a Tim Holtz Distress Ink in Hickory Smoke, some black Altenews, and I have 3 stamps I'm going to use. This one is a music note, which is perfect for this layout, and you'll see why, and a stamp that just has script on it. You've seen those before, and I just picked this up this week. Just a bunch of dots, which I thought would be super cool for mixed media. I'm going to distressed edges with that. And the 2 photos that I'm using, they're not very high quality, but they are pictures of my husband playing and singing with his guitar at a friend's party, and I just love them. I'm making this layout for him as a surprise. He doesn't know. And I have gray, and I have some black Altenew Enamel Dots. Got some stamps. Look at these. I was going to put those in the background. Also from In Love Art Shop. And I found this in my stash, and it's just got sentiments. And I like this one. I don't know if you can say it. It says this one's a keeper. So I think I'll keep my husband. All right, so those are the things that I'm going to use. So let's go ahead and start doing some stuff. I'm going to get my cut file first because that's the most important part of this layout. And let me get the top of this. So I'll go ahead and pull this off the mat and show you what it looks like. I definitely want to back this just with those papers that I showed you in all different black and white type photos. So let me get this off here. I'm trying to peel it carefully so I don't rip it. And then I'll use the negative pieces to back my cut file. And here's one that's stuck. Hopefully this is not totally stuck and it comes off the cut file border. All right, so let's get that out of the way. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Love it. So I think I'm going to put this on the top, but I'm going to do a lot of grunge work throughout this layout. So let me do that. I'm going to back this off camera, but I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'll take let's do this one right here. I'll take this negative piece, and then I'm just going to go ahead and pick some papers. Let me see. I think that I'll pick these two to back my photo. I'm going to do every other. So we'll start off with black. So this goes this way, and I want this side of the paper. So what you do is you turn it, and then you turn this, and I'll just go ahead and trace it. I'm going to leave a lot of the process in this video because some people asked for that. So this video might be a little long. I hope that's okay. If it's something you already know how to do or you don't want to see, just fast forward along. You won't hurt my feelings. Alright. And I like doing this that way because that way you won't see any of the pen mark. And then I have my fussy cutting scissors, which are cutter bees. I think I picked them up at Joanne's. So then I'll just trace right along the outside of my pen mark because I want to leave space to make sure that I can glue this down to my M and have paper left over to stick to the edges of the border of the cut file. There we go, almost done. Like I said, I'll just do this first one on camera, and then you will see the end result when I'm done. Okay, get those out of the way. And because we cut it this way, and then we're going to turn it over, and then it's going to fit in there perfectly. So let's go ahead and put that one down, and then you'll see what I came up with when we're all done. So I'll just take my fine layer glue, put a very small amount of glue around the border of the cut file, just where I cut, not the whole thing, because you don't want it to dry up on you before you're ready. And then you just take this and place it down on there like that. And I always grab a napkin because I don't want glue on me or my layout. I just don't like glue on my hands. It feels funny, even though inevitably it's going to happen. So there's that. Look at, isn't that super cool? So I'll finish the M, and like I said, I'm going to do every other color with those two pattern papers I showed you. I'll do that, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I have this all back. So let me show it to you. Isn't it pretty? I love it. And I backed it with some super ugly colors of fun foam. I used all the scrap fun foam that I had left. And then I just took my dauber that with some black ink and literally just went like this. And I didn't try to do it nicely. I just did it, and that's the way it came out, and I like it. So the next thing we're going to do is some mixed media. So let's look. I think it's coming out super cool. See? Isn't it neat? All right, I love it. Okay, so let's get this down. I did back my awesome cut file, and I cut 2 pieces of paper, and I distressed them. And I didn't like, you know how when you distress and you get all those little teeny white pieces of paper all over the place? I just went like this with them because I didn't like the white edges that it was leaving. So let's go ahead and get this down. I'm going to put it right on the bottom. There we go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Go like this. Get this all grunged up. Get the paper flakes off. And I am going to put this down. And let me see. I don't like how this U has this big white space. I'm wondering if I should do just a little bit of more mixed media there or not. Or maybe we could just do a stamp and be done with it. What did I do with my stamp? So let's do that. Let's try a stamp, and then we can always put some, what do you call it? Splatters in there afterwards. Oh my god, I'm making so much noise. That's a little bit better. I think just a little bit more right there. And we're going to cover it up so it doesn't have to be perfect. Just remember that. We don't have to be perfect. That looks super good. See how much better that is now? And I have space here and a space there that I don't like. So I'm also going to stamp like that. And now, perfect. Now that's underneath there. I like that much better. And again, super simple. Don't even worry about where you stamp. Just stamp it and be done with it. Okay, guys, here we go. I lost a little bit of footage. And all I lost, I think, was that I did some mixed media in the middle. I'm just going to tell you what I did. So instead of getting mad, I took the opportunity to clean up my scrap room. And there you go. So now it's all clean and we can finish this layout together. I hope you like it. So what I did is I took this awesome stencil that I love so much. It's from Bramble Fox. Can you see the circles? Isn't that fantastic? I love it. So I just put it on there, and then I took my scrapbook.com dauber with some gray hickory smoke distress oxide, and I just went like this. And then when I was finished with that, I did go ahead with some black ink and used this stamp that's just the dots, and I put dots all in there. Hopefully that's the only footage that I did lose. All right, so let's get the photos down and start decorating. I'm going to put one here and one here. I popped both of them up on foam because, like I said, this is going to go in a 12 by 12 frame. And I'm going to gift this to my husband for his man cave, which is super cool. And I think that this is too white right here, so I am going to take a little bit of gray ink and I am going to go in and just put some dots there. There. Then we don't have a white spot because pretty much this whole piece of basil cardstock is covered in mixed media. But it came out cute. Don't you like it? Look it. Of course, I will put close-ups at the end for you, but let's go ahead and get the pictures down and then think about how we are going to embellish. Again, I'm not going to do a ton of embellishments, excuse me, because I really like the mixed media background and I don't want to take away from that with a bunch of stuff. I have a few pieces of Bramble Fox that I want to use. So I think I'll definitely incorporate those. Let me get my photo mat. This is my Creative Memories photo polishing cloth. I like using this instead of my fingers to press down on the picture because that way you don't get fingerprints all over the place, and that's also an opportunity to wipe up your picture in case it has any dust from the paper distressing, because that always creates so much dust. It's insane. Okay, so there's glue on that. Let me get this where I want it. Thinking right about there. Let's look. Yeah, that's not bad. Maybe down a little bit. Okay. I'm going to press and hold for that glue to adhere to the paper. And I did use glue. Oops, look what I just did. I did use glue instead of ATG because of mixed media. I think that's good still. Yeah, that's still good. Okay, we got that all glued down. Perfect. Let's go with that. And then next we have some Bramble Fox, some metal pieces that I want to try to get on here, and I'm definitely going to use splatters, and I'm going to decide whether or not I'm going to use these black Pink Fresh gems. I might, just to add sparkle to it. So let's see how that goes. All right, the piece of Bramble Fox that I have is this. It's pretty cool. It's just literally a bunch of numbers, and it doesn't mean anything. It's just all numbers scattered. I'm not sure what that was for. I think it may have been a New Year's perspective a few years back. I don't believe it's still in the shop, so don't get too excited. And I'm just putting a little bit of Glossy Accents on here. I don't want it to seep outside when I press down. I mean, it's no big deal if it does, because the whole point of using Glossy Accents is because it holds really well, and also because you can't really see it. Hopefully I don't drop this. Okay, let's see. Put it right there. And I'm going to press and hold for a moment. Make sure it's straight. I don't want it to move if I hit it with my hand. So usually if you just press for a second. All right, that should be good. And then, all right, then I want to do some more mixed media with these stamps, and I think I want to use like this one. So let's get that one off and put it on our tube. And I think I probably should have done this before I glued my pictures down, but oh well, live and learn. I always do that to myself, always, always, always. So I think we still have time. I'm going to sneak in here and stamp that just a little bit. Maybe do some second generation stamping. Let me put my tissue down, or napkin. I don't know why I keep calling it a tissue. And put just a little bit there. Make sure that I don't get my picture. I have some metal pieces that I want to try to put in here. Again, I showed them to you at the beginning. But let's see. I like this cross that I have. Maybe I can get that cross right in there. I think I'm definitely going to put this cross down. So let me put some Glossy Accents on it. I'm going to do it off to the side so it doesn't leak onto my layout. I can't believe that clogged within just the minute or two that I wasn't using it. Isn't that crazy? And then I'm just going to sneak this under here. I'm going to hold on to it for a second so it doesn't move. All right, let's get this key down. Do we want it facing that way or this way? That way's good. Okay, let's get some of this down. And then, too much. Sneak this right in here. That's good placement. Hold on to that for just a moment. Okay guys, finishing touches coming up. Let me show you what I did off camera. I just got in a mood and I just stuck stuff down. Sorry about that, but I did go ahead and put a few Pink Fresh crystals, and I have to go really close so you can see. See them right next to the key? They're black, and they're very faint. So I do like that a lot, that they're black and then they looked gray on the page. I just put a few in like 4 or 5 different places, just for a little bit of sparkle. Oh, and then also what I did, remember I stamped here? I went ahead and used the same stamp and I stamped it on some white cardstock. So right here and right here, that's the stamp underneath there. And then I splattered some of the gray ink we used here all over the cardstock, and then I cut the circles out and kind of used them as little ephemera pieces on the side. And I did go ahead and put the metal silver hearts down, and they do have a little loop on the top. I'm sure that's not the technical word. because I think you're supposed to attach them to something, and I didn't want that hole showing, so I just put a little teeny enamel dot right on top of it. I hope you like that. I just went ahead and did that off camera because I was being very picky about it, and you would have turned the camera, your channel, because you wouldn't have wanted to watch that. I have some enamel dots. I really feel the need that I have to put them on here. I don't know why, but I do, so I'm just going to do it. I hope you can see this as limited edition, and this one's a keeper. I like those two a lot. I like my stamping block. Can you see the line, the grid in the middle? So you can get your stamp super straight on there. That looks good. All right, this one says, this one's a keeper. Maybe we could put that right there. I don't know if I can get it. Yeah, I can. Okay, let's get my really dark pigment ink out and use that. Hopefully this comes out good. Okay, ready? Ugh, I hope this came out good. Yeah, not too bad. Like again, I said you can barely see it, but that's okay with me. And then this one says limited edition. I'm gonna put it right there. Oh, look at all the ink I got on the side of my block. Let me get that off so it doesn't end up on my page. Oh, I like that. Look. Pretty. I might actually want to put that around someplace else too. Testing my luck here, people. Testing my luck. Nope, didn't come out good, but that's all right. Do I want it one more spot? Maybe right there. That one came out good. All right, let me put the top on my ink so I don't make a mess. That one came out good. All right, I like it a lot. And I'm thinking that I'm going to put some splatters on here in 2 different colors. I'm going to use my Altenew Iridescent. Let me show you closely, up close. See how sparkly those iridescent splatters are? They're so gorgeous. I love it. Okay, there's the beautiful cut file from Confessions of a Paper Addict. Remember, the shop has over 1,000 cut files, and she has, Virginia Walker has something for everybody. No matter what kind of occasion you got going on, there's going to be a cut file in there for you to use. Look at, super pretty. And there's these awesome photos. Again, they're black and white, but they look a little bit better in person than they do on camera right now. But I think he's really going to like this a lot. So there's that. There you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I know this is very monochromatic, but I think it's super cool. And I love the mixed media and how that came out. I've never done that before, but I think it came out pretty good. So I will take pictures and I will put close-ups at the end. And I appreciate that you stopped by to see me today. I'm going to link the Confessions of a Paper Addict cut file shop and their Facebook group below. Please come join us and check out the shop, okay? Thank you. Bye.